Well, welcome everyone. This is a pretty exciting day for the group here as we've organized this open source developer forum. First one here in Ottawa, and we're thrilled that you all took the time out of your day to spend it here on exploring and innovating with open source building blocks. So I should start by introducing myself. My name is Rick O'Connor. I run an organization called the Open Hardware Group, and we'll talk about that later. I've been in this city my whole life. I was born here, went to school here, married a girl from here, and had lots of opportunities to leave, but Ottawa is absolutely home. So it's great to have folks here today. We have, I think, 84 registered attendees. It truly is an international event. We have attendees here from the UK. We have registrations from Nigeria. We have representation pretty much from every province across the country. In our panel discussion later, I think we have 6 different universities represented, and a bunch of folks from the US as well, right? So if I haven't mentioned where you traveled from, I apologize for that. So a huge, big thank you to all of our sponsors. I'm going to go through and name them all because these companies have helped us put on an event that is a non-profit event. So you can't run these events for free. They cost money, which is fine. We charged an attendee fee just to make sure that you were serious about spending a day with us, really for no other reason than that, and to help offset the cost of the foods and so on. And each of these companies in their own way contributed a fair amount of either dollars or resource to help us here today. So BTA Design Services, if you don't know the company, you certainly probably know about Alfredo, because Alfredo's the guy that built VM. So we'll have a big thank you for Alfredo throughout the day. CMC Microsystems guys are here and splattered around the room. Core 5 is a brand, actually, of open source RISC-V cores, and we'll be talking about those over the course of the day as well. The Eclipse Foundation. How many people have used the Eclipse IDE before? Oh, pretty much everybody. How many people know that the Eclipse Foundation is actually based here in Ottawa? Oh, a handful of people. Wow, that's kind of sad, but we're going to fix that. IEEE is sponsoring us as well, and they have a lot of activity around open source initiatives. Embecosm, we've got a bunch of guys from Embecosm. These are the guys that travel from the UK. Hold your hand up, Embecosm guys. These guys are open toolchain experts, and they'll be able to help out throughout the day as well. The FOSSI Foundation, Free and Open Source Silicon, is entirely run by volunteers. It's based in Europe, and a great bunch of guys. Invest Ottawa is the major tenant here in the building, and basically provided us a facility, which is great. Folks, there's more spots at the tables if you're expecting to drive the demo board and the kits. You can come in and grab a seat at the table. Open Hardware Group, that's a nonprofit open source organization that I run, curating RISC-V cores. Metrics is a cool simulation company here in Ottawa with their own System Verilog simulator. NXP, a little company most people have not heard of. And we are very, very special. Thank you to the NXP guys, because the Vega boards that you have in front of you came from them. And Seger has the debug port cable that comes along with that board. So we're thrilled to have all these sponsors. If you have an opportunity to meet or interact with any of the folks who are here in the room today, please thank them for their help. All right, so before we get started with today's event, you're going to want to make sure you come to next year's event, which will be a 2-day event where we intend to have a lot more content, maybe even a little exhibit and demo space as well. So mark these days on your calendar, and the intent is we're going to just keep running this thing in Ottawa every year and bring in more and more developers from around the world. So with that, I'll talk about the agenda and then hop hop into my talk. Okay, so everybody, the Wi-Fi password's up there, so get on the Wi-Fi if you haven't. By the way, we're recording everything. All the slides and recordings will be put up. You'll be able to get access to this as well as everybody else. So you can take pictures of the slides if you want, that's fine. But you'll have the full slide decks and videos to refer to afterwards as well. So we're almost through the welcome logisticsy thing. I'll give a talk on open processor IP. And then we've got a black belt in chip verification Mike Thompson, who will give a talk on the challenges of verifying open source IP. Alfredo is going to give a talk on the VM that you've all been playing with already. And then we'll start talking about the Vega board, the development environment. So you're going to get to hear from Juan Carlos JC a few times from NXP. Initially, just an intro to the Vega board. After the break, we'll have an expert on the C and C++ CDT work from Eclipse, Jonah Graham. And after lunch, we'll get into the real hands-on aspects of the day, right? So we wound Carlos up for a couple of talks. One with using the Bluetooth Low Energy, the BLE interface on the board, and then the next one around Zephyr and MicroPython used for the Vega board. And then after the break, we're going to have a number of the profs who have traveled here from the various universities across the country, and they're listed here. Hugh from CMC is going to moderate the panel and talk about the use of open source technologies in academia from a research standpoint. So that should be pretty interesting. And then we'll wrap up and maybe get your feedback on whether or not it was a worthwhile day. So you've seen probably in the agenda here, we have healthy breaks, half-hour breaks in the morning and the afternoon, and 30-minute breaks, a full-hour break over lunch. You certainly can check your work email if you have to, but probably the world's not going to fall apart if you don't. What I recommend you do is talk to the people either at your table, make sure you meet other folks in the room. This is a networking event. Don't talk to the people you already know. You can say hi, you don't be rude. Say hi to somebody that you've known for a while, but take the opportunity to interact with folks you don't know. And that way, as a community, we can collaborate and learn more from each other. So with that, make sure you mark your calendar, because we're going to take attendance next year and expect you guys to have perfect attendance, that you come to every OSD forum.